Hello, everyone. Welcome back to World Cafe. I'm Emmanuel Nadeau, along with Serge Njemba and Eskender Assege. It's been less than a week since we were here at the World Cup Cafe. Many group matches have been played. Everybody's catching up on the football fever in America, Canada, and Mexico. And it feels like it's already been a month of football. Welcome to you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Uh, so,
Glad to be
so,
here.
so, what kind of coffee are you drinking today? What coffee are you drinking today? We are in the World Cup cafe. So, what kind of coffee are you drinking today?
Just trying to drink the strongest, with all the drama, we have to be really prepared. But with the drama and the heat,
Yeah.
I will have it cold with ice. What about
Okay.
you, Iskander?
I think usually I like to have either Ethiopian or Kenyan coffee, but today I had a world blend coffee, so it was strong. It's a representation of the world, so that's what I had, and I'm
Okay.
energetic.
Very well. Get your energy together because we have lots to talk about today. How about that Cape Verde team, the goalkeeper, Vozinha, who is 40 years old and plays in the second division of his country's football league? He saved his team by blocking and diverting many balls. And they held up against the European champion Spain with all its star players, Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams, and so on. What do you guys make of that?
Iskander, tell us.
Yeah, you want to go? Okay. Do you want me? Well, first of all, I just love the fact, this. I believe one of the smallest country, maybe the second smallest country, probably, is playing with this giant, soccer mecca of the world, Spain, and then the second thing I noticed was the lineup for Spain was, I don't mean to be racist. It's like they started with actually just all these white kids, right, versus all these, black lions. And to me, whoa, are this gonna be like is this gonna be like like an overblown game? But then I looked at like how they played all the players, especially the goalkeeper Vozinha, 40 years old or maybe 39, I don't know. He was just I think to me he was the highlight of the game.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
spectacular. When I started watching the game, I was saying, it's just going to be like a little promenade de santé, just a little walk in the park. And then
For the Spain, yeah?
yeah, of course, for the Spanish. Those Titans. Those guys are terrorizing all Europe, all the world, basically, when they come. And then they come with those heavy cavalry like that. And then that little country. I was mesmerized. And kudos, chapeau, everything. A beautiful game, beautiful people. That's what the World Cup is about, just shine. I love that.
And they did well. They did really well. And really, to do a draw, yeah? And
Yes.
it was a draw, no goal at all. Uh, Gentlemen, what was your best match or best matches?
My best match was, of course, the game that France played today against Senegal because there's always unfinished business, tension, and there's many ties with the countries and the people, and also Titans. The French are the Titans, and what I really like it's almost like because they have so many good players. It's like they try everything, and the first half nothing, and then second half by the book. There was just like those goals incredible. And what I like about those teams, the French especially, is it's by the book. They say on paper is good. At a point, Mbappe delivers, like silenced everyone, and the passing. Wow, out of this world. I just hope they keep going, a little like basically the Americans. But I want to hear you, Iskander.
Well, actually, you just stated my favorite game so far is also the France against Senegal. Also, it's very difficult for me to choose. As an African, of course, I was for Senegal, but I also, honestly, I really, really love France. Because again, the great players like Mbappe, Olise, Doué, and like there's like a dozen other I could mention. And what was interesting about it is like the first half, I was kind of 50-50, even though, like I say, I'm like Senegal, I wanted Senegal to win, but deep down, I knew France would prevail. Of course, I want Mbappe to shine, and I was disappointed in the first half because it was a little bit of sluggish,
Mhm.
and maybe it's also the weather. The weather is not a perfect weather to play soccer. Like running that high and stuff like that. But the second half came in, it was a feast for the eyes. Just the
Oh, yes.
passes, Rabiot's passes to Mbappe, unbelievable. I was like thinking, is this AI credit? Like I was like,
That's good.
I
Sometimes I have
couldn't
to check.
believe. I know I have to check because he must be kidding me, that pass. And then of course the finish by Mbappe was so surgical. Just the
Yeah.
way he twisted, it has only about a couple of inches space, and guess what he did? Boom! And then, of course, like what is it? 20 minutes later, there were 2-1. I mean, 2-0, and then Senegal scored, and then this is gonna be exciting. Then guess what? The
Yeah.
lion, the lion of Africa, Mbappe came in single-handedly, just shot it on the top.
Oh,
That
yeah.
must have been. I was
Oh,
just going,
Yeah.
"You must be kidding me!" So
oh,
that's my
yeah.
favorite game for me.
I like that what you say because it's almost like that's how you recognize a great team. It's almost like those ads. Wait, there's more. You know?
That's right. That's right.
It's,
It's like a Hollywood, like a script, like
Yeah.
yeah.
starts slow, building up, to the momentous thing, and then the end game was like bam, bam, bam. Here it is. So it was, I think, yeah, Senegal France was, yeah, by far the best game. Good scoring. Remember, like there were a lot of 1-1s, like almost a record, like drawing. I mean, you must be
Yes.
kidding me,
Yes.
including the Belgians, including what is
Belgium
it,
and
Uruguay,
yeah.
including all these huge teams like drawing. Spain drawing to a small country, what is that? Yeah, but anyway,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Senegal, France is
Yeah.
No,
number one.
actually, Senegal France was one of my best
Oh,
as
you
well.
too.
Yeah, it
Why?
was.
Oh, you
It
too?
was.
Okay.
And
Yeah, yeah,
why?
no, no, because of the French team is very surgical. They're
Oh,
very their technique is just so perfect. I mean, like you said earlier, Serge,
Agreed.
the paper, play on the paper, but it looks like they apply what is on the paper, which means that it's so beautiful on the field.
mhm.
Yes,
That's right.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
right.
very
It
good.
reminds me, just to cut you a little, man. It's like, for example, when you go to France, in France, we're very chaotic people. You go into the metro, take the subway, no one wants to pay. People would just throw their trash on the ground, etc. And there's strikes all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
But trains are always on time.
Oh
It's insane.
yes,
TGV
that
is on,
yes,
and it looks like that. It's like, how do you put that together? That's not French. And it's like the German side, maybe of France, where surgical,
yeah.
technical in certain aspect and other aspect, we don't care. After winning, we'll burn the Champs-Élysées. Yeah.
Okay, so gentlemen, politics has taken over the World Cup.
Oh, yes.
What do we have to say about the Somali FIFA referee who was declared persona non grata? He was given a visa, probably from an American embassy, was allowed to travel to the United States only to be detained, and after hours of detention and questioning, was refused entry. What do you think FIFA should have done?
Mm. Uh, I thought about it, but it's like those things that are so big that
Mm,
you don't know how you should deal. It's almost like you have a huge celebration, a birthday. Let's say you're having a birthday and have 200 guests, and then someone is coming and saying, "Hey, by the way, the host doesn't want you to be in the party, and the party has started."
yeah,
It's like, what am I doing? The music is there, the guests are there, but the host come and say, I don't want those people in my party. They will say, it's not your party. So it's like, it's internal. There's a lot of things in politics, like politics clashing with soccer. So it's almost like those things we it just happens, so we don't know what to do, and I hope we will have an appropriate reason. Of course, we have other instances where this happened. What do you think, Iskander?
Well, for me, with all honesty, I am hugely disappointed because, traditionally,
Hmm.
Olympics or World Cup is all about bringing people together. It's all about friendship. It's all about hosting. It's all about yielding. It's all about respecting each other. But here, I would say they crossed the line because a ref, there's a lot more spice and all that stuff, from the Chinese embassy, the Russian embassy, or the British embassy coming in and out. They're not doing anything about it, right? I mean,
mm,
to me, to pay attention to like this incredible, by the way, one of the most incredible referees,
Yes.
Somalian referee,
yeah,
to be disallowed is, to me, that is at the minimum a yellow card for United States.
yeah. That's a yellow
And
card.
a yellow card, I would give
Yellow
him a
card.
yellow
I will
card.
give a red card.
Yeah, that's
I would too, but also because I wanted to make sure, like because the United States, the people are, I really love this country, just
Oh
to
yes.
be clear. However, sometimes the politics gets into it. This shouldn't happen, really. This should be all about collaborating, agreeing. I know there may be some kind of course, national security stuff, but this is not a national security. This is all about just kind of a bullshit politics
yeah. We know
as
it's
far as I'm
it's
concerned.
yeah, yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a single person. And I think I would give a yellow card to FIFA because what FIFA should have done is to send a plane or put this guy in a plane and send him to Mexico or to Canada right away and switch. And that would be perfect. That would be a good response. You know what I mean? That's the suggestion that I hear from many people.
That's
What
very
do you think?
interesting. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what FIFA should have done.
But yeah, I think if I'm playing the devil's advocate a little and saying that basically what happened is FIFA vetted already the host, and there's a huge amount of money. I mean, it's money.
Yeah,
So I think they couldn't go back, and knowing that, as Iskander was saying, football has rules, philosophy, welcome, we're together. And I've never heard of such a thing actually in soccer, but I may be wrong.
yeah,
Maybe in the Olympics, but in FIFA, it's the first time. And, it's always why someone from Africa, it's like we've seen that, there's no, it's not because we're happy, that we're in the World Cup that we're not saying what's going on. So that's a little bit, yeah, I guess FIFA should have had a plan B too, because those things they knew about that too.
yeah,
It's not that it just came, oh, suddenly we have this climate, so that's pretty sad actually. It's really sad because that bitterness, because you play soccer, so you're there by the rule, and you realize, like, the rule on the book, but in fact they don't work for everyone, and there's many fans also who couldn't even come.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, that's absolutely true. If I may add, I mean, the whole rules, whether it's a FIFA rules or even international UN rules and all
Mm.
that stuff, has been dismantled. It's been, I think, again, I don't want to get into the politics. This is A
Hmm.
World Cup coffee. It's all about it's all about the
Yes.
soccer. However, it's unfortunate we have to jump into this one because there is a whole lot of unfairness to the poor countries, especially to African and some Middle Eastern countries, because in reality, they're not they're not any threat at all for this country. The threat comes from actually elsewhere. I don't
Hmm.
want to say which country. Um, but in terms of what you say about FIFA has also, limitation. Like the UN has limitation. When again, don't want to talk about when one country invades another country. The same thing. There's nothing to be done about the FIFA. I think FIFA did a relatively better job. Just move on right now. Move on. Like the bigger
Hmm.
uh, pieces is still here, so let's not argue about one incident. Even though it's a big deal for us, Somalian referee cannot come. But however, I think we should move on, and hopefully, it gets better, and then we forget about it, and something better will come out of.
Exactly. Yes.
I
Yeah,
wanted to talk about the South Africa and the Mexico game. Yeah, that was the first game, the opening game. Yeah, for both teams, and the African team, Bafana, during the opening match against Mexico and Mexico City, many African supporters, I mean, were supporting Mexico, and social media was inundated with messages thanking Mexico to have beaten the South African squad because of the African phobia going on in South Africa. What is your take on that?
For me, it was just funny because I was watching the game,
Yeah,
Mexico against South Africa. And I was really into the game because I know that Mexico has to go through, and it's a very emotional team. And,
yeah,
on paper, they're good. I think they're like 20th, but no, I mean, they're good on paper. But anything could happen with the World Cup, you know? And then I
true.
saw I wanted also to go with South Africa because I said, it's African country, they're rising, their problem at home for them, and I want them, to get a good bite. And then I realized that, hey, what is happening there? And then that's where I checked a little social media. It's kind of tell me what happened with this.
I actually did not see any social media. Well, I did not until you told me. I mean,
Uh,
I will actually. I'm going to look into it and see why.
mhm,
In reality, I don't oppose anyone at all for being a fan to any country. In fact, in the 90s, I was not for African countries at all. I was in the 1990. I was for Italy. 1994 for what is it, for Brazil. Later on, when I was growing up, I was for Cameroon and Guinea. Let me start with that. But then as I came to this country, like so, different people may be fans for different people because it's all about the soccer. It's not about the skin color at all. However, I want to look at why they did in Mexico. A lot of Africans supported the
mhm.
Mexicans versus because at that level, I think most Africans, including me, of course, 100%, I was for South Africa, even though they did not play well.
Yeah. Emmanuel, what do you think? What did you see on
Emmanuel,
social
what is what
media?
is what is your take?
no, no, no. I mean, when I saw that, it was just funny, but at the same time, I realized that the anger of these Africans, uh, I mean, was a misplaced anger because the player, the football player, has nothing to
Yeah.
do with politics. What's going on
Mhm,
over in their country, you
mhm.
know?
That's true.
And this has been going on now for almost a year. If for some of you probably may not know that, if you are just watching World Cup Cafe, is that in South Africa for almost a year now, there have been some kind of xenophobia against other African immigrants in South Africa, from Ghana, from Nigeria, from Angola, and they have been attacked on the street. Their business
Yes.
have been burned, and
That's true.
yeah, it is really violence. And The South African government hasn't been able to do anything about it. So people now are just misplacing their anger, taking that on Bafana Bafana.
Yeah,
But it was
that's right.
funny.
That
It was funny. It was funny.
uh,
And
actually, I actually read about it in the New York Times about that. I thought it was just some little incident, but I believe this is actually a huge incident, African against Africans,
yeah,
which is sad. So
yeah. So we are in Africa, and let me the teams of from Africa. Um, we have we have lots of animals in Africa. Yeah. So I wanted you guys to give the name for each African team representing the continent in this World Cup. Like the Cape Verde, the team's name is the Blue Sharks. They are
Oh,
called the Blue Sharks. Can you give me some other names of
Bl-
some of the African teams?
the one that I know,
uh,
it's just
could,
but they're not here. It's the Indomitable Lions, I mean, they're just famous for that. So
Well,
yeah,
that's dominatable land. That's from Cameroon. Yeah.
yes, but they're not in
no,
No,
but
they're not in it.
sleeping. The lion is sleeping, is napping there.
yeah, exactly.
Where,
But
where,
then the
where
name
the
is
lion is
so big.
sleeping. No, but we have two lions. We have
Oh,
the lions of the Atlas Mountain, which is what, Morocco.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
have the lions of the Teranga, which is the Senegal.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we have the leopard of
Ah,
DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo. They are leopard.
mhm.
And in Ghana, we have the black stars.
I like that Black Stars.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Yeah.
hmm.
And in Cote d'Ivoire, we have the elephants.
Ah, the elephant. You
Oh,
can
the
tell the name.
elephant.
Oh,
And
I like that.
I
The
like that.
yeah,
elephant. That never occurred to me.
yeah. And Tunisia, we have the eagles.
Oh, the Eagles of Carthage.
The eagles,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they fly. Yeah.
And
And Egypt,
Nigeria. Yeah,
and
go ahead.
Egypt is
The-
the pharaohs. The
oh, this is
pharaohs.
The
interesting.
pharaohs. The pharaohs. Yeah, yeah.
That's
The
good.
pharaohs. Yeah.
What,
How about
what
Senegal? Senegal.
Senegal, the lions of the
And
Teranga.
Oh yeah,
Lions
the
too.
land. I was gonna
Yeah,
say the land. Yeah.
the lion of the Teranga. Um,
Yeah.
but one word that we're missing is Algeria.
Hmm. I think it's the Fennec,
The,
no?
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, the
the the
Phoenix.
desert foxes. Yeah.
Okay.
Fennec.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
These are foxes. Okay.
yeah.
It
yeah,
So
makes
it's,
sense.
yeah,
It makes sense. Yeah.
yeah. It's always interesting how a country just pick an animal to represent. And in general, it's like a
True.
strong animal. But I know countries that are really, their symbol is not that strong.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
What are your favorites
Interesting.
in terms of just animals that represent a country?
Well, it is so funny that when I heard that the lions of the Teranga and the lion of the Atlas Mountain, I'm thinking about during the African Cup of Nations
Mhm.
final between the two lions.
Oh,
It's like,
no wonder they didn't get along.
yeah.
They didn't get along very well,
Yeah,
or almost equal, or it's unfinished business. Let's
it's
call it.
finished
Yeah.
business. The lions of
Yeah.
the Atlas Mountain and the lion of the Teranga. Yeah, yeah, that was interesting.
Very territorial.
Yeah,
Territorial.
Yeah.
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 That's
So
good.
the USA, the United States team won its opening match with 4 goals against Paraguay. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the most goal the US has ever scored in a single World Cup match. Will this boost the team's confidence?
Hmm. Interesting. I mean, I would joke and say, I mean, how many games have they played in the World Cup? That would be funny, first of all. So, no, that's my joke because that's against the American. Because in terms of soccer, I follow more. The women's Americans were really good.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
So, jokes apart, I mean, there's two sides for me. The one side, it's really good for the country, I mean, for the United States because they host and want the sports to really grow into what it is really. And I like also how American can hype things. For us, sometimes it's a little childish, but I like that. Yes, you can do it. We can dream about it. But sometimes I caution a little, it's a game. It's the first game. you know. Then when after that you have sudden death, you know, the harder they fall. What they say, it's like manage your emotion. You know, a lot of them say, hey, because they won, and there were so many commercials. I don't know if you see, there were commercials. You see this, you see that, like almost like they won the World Cup, you know,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
good. But I would just say, let's party later. You know, let's make sure we get on to business. But it's a good game. Yes,
yeah.
that's my take. Iskander?
Iskander?
Yes. Well, the United game also, I have to admit, it's my second favorite game because I really, I was surprised how well the US played, and it probably was like for me one of the best games they ever played. I say this because not only the four goals, but just the whole ball movement from
Yes.
defense to midfield, and they have just amazing, forwards like Pulisic. I don't know what his name is. The
Pulisic,
guy
yes.
from Milan. What's his name?
Pulisic.
Pulisic.
Pulisic,
Pulisic. Okay,
yes.
Pulisic.
Mhm,
Pulisic is just
mhm.
he's just one of the stars basically. So I think this is not only good for America. I think it's going to be good for the world because I
Yes.
think it's kind of nice to have the United States get involved finally. Because I say this one 1994,
Mhm.
like I say before, I had been to the World Cup since 1990, so I've been following it a third of. And 1994, I was saying you should give America another 10 years. They're going to be, but they did it. It took almost another 30 years. Now I think their level is so good, and another World Cup or two, I think they're contenders. So this game was like a boost their confidence.
Good,
It
yeah.
was a great game. I think they could repeat this kind of a style because I didn't see from Spain, I didn't see from Belgium, I didn't see from Uruguay. They were just they're just totally disorganized. There's no cohesiveness and all that stuff. But the United States, they just were very proud of themselves, and cheers for them. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I liked it.
they were very hungry. They were very
Yes.
hungry,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
what it is. You know, when you are very hungry, you just want to eat, 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 more,
exactly.
more, more, more. So every opportunity they got, they just say, "Let's make it go." Even though they had the advantage, they said, "No, let's make as much as we can." And tell the people a little bit about the goal point average. It's important. If you make a lot of goals,
Mhm.
your average goes up. Yeah.
Serge probably would know this one. Basically, the only I want to answer it just for like a 10 seconds. The goal count is more important for the first round only
Yeah.
because just in case you tie up stuff like that, the goal difference will become. Otherwise, it's not a big deal at all.
Exactly.
Chances are you will not, like 98% of the time, you probably would not need too many goals. You just have to win. But in case, just for the first round, if like let's say for example there are like about four teams left, one has allowed seven goals, the other one only one or two, of course the one who allowed the two goals would advance. Take it from here, Serge.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, it's something simple. Is like
Yeah.
if you fall, don't fall too hard. You know, don't take too because then you're done. Yes, it's
Yeah,
the more you get, the less chance you have to go up. And then, as you say, when they go to the other stage, it's like you win or you go home. You know, and then it's just
yeah.
brutal. Yeah, that's all.
Are there any? I mean, are there African players that you admire in this World Cup?
Hmm.
We haven't gone through all the stage matches yet, but are there some African players that you admire so far?
So just to laugh about it, it's like as we find out that people they have to know that 98 players who are playing in the World Cup are French-born players. So it's a little reverse now. It's and then they end up playing for 23 for France, of course, and the rest it's Morocco, a mainly African nation. So it's
Mm.
like you might end up with a French guy again. So it's gonna.
True.
Do you have anyone that you like?
Is, African players
Yes,
from
Yes.
that you.
Africa or any
No,
Oh,
from
African. Let's say
Africa.
play for one country in
from the
Africa.
one country?
Yes.
Um, it's so funny because I haven't watched enough to say, but there's quite a few. I don't remember the names right now from Senegal and Cote d'Ivoire.
Mm.
They're just amazing technique of ball control, passing, dribbling, vision about the way they do stuff. Uh, right now, I can't say very much, but there is quite a few out there. I would like to watch them more to tell you
Yes.
more about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The same for me. The best
Yeah.
is to come. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
special mention to the goalkeeper of Cabo Verde,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're
from
right. You're right.
second division. We know
Vozinha.
this guy is not
Yeah.
going to play for second
That's right.
division for a long time.
Yeah.
Vozinha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bozina is, yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be somewhere else. So, yeah, now that's great. Yeah,
And
what
and
about you,
I
Manuel?
oh yeah. Well, I'll so far, like you guys said, it's kind of hard to really pinpoint the best player. I mean, the African player that I will admire. But of course, we all know Sadio Mane. Of course, he's a great
Yes.
Sadio
player.
Mane. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's the other guy in Senegalese team too. I think, as a matter of fact, who the one that scored at that African Cup of
So
Nations?
Senegal, the 18-year-old.
Oh,
Yes,
this is a
yes,
young guy. Yeah.
yes, yes,
He's
yes.
also, the French under 19 player, by the way. No, but
Exactly.
it's so funny because I saw like they were hugging stuff like that. I said, oh,
Yeah,
like the French team hugging the Senegal team, but then of course they played. They all know each other, probably grew up together, that kind of stuff. But
They
anyway,
grew up
he
in the
was.
same place.
That's right. That's right. So the 18-year-old, I like I say, I don't know the names yet because I think like
yeah,
you guys were saying, the World Cup just is 6 days old or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
It
yeah,
hasn't even been a week yet to
yeah,
analyze by names, but he was incredible. And all, just he's like a teenager, right? Like 18 is
yeah,
a teenager. I don't know.
yeah,
He's like a baby, and he's like incredible, incredible charisma to just the way, he scored. He's just like very sweet looking kid. He has potential for the future. So
yeah. And you know that the French player Desiree Doué,
Yes, and
he
it's
has a
yeah,
brother. He has a brother who was also born in France, but he decided to play for the Ivory Coast team.
yeah, very good. Yeah, good. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah. Let's talk about that next time because there are many
yes,
twins in
yeah,
this World Cup. So do some research and we can talk about it next time.
excellent.
absolutely.
Now,
Yeah, yeah.
this one has not much to do about the World Cup. It is a question from a viewer
Mhm.
asking, out of all the leagues in Europe, particularly in England, which team do you think African football aficionados support the most?
I know. Yeah, that's a great idea. I know.
Yeah, a viewer asked that question.
Hmm.
Some people say it's Arsenal.
It's Arsenal. Yeah,
Arsenal probably. Yeah.
yeah, Arsenal. I think because
I don't
Thierry
know.
Henry,
I don't know the reason though.
Yeah,
Thierry
that's the
Henry.
thing.
I think Thierry Henry was there. That is a
Oh,
legend.
that's it.
Yeah,
Somebody
that's
said
it.
that.
Thierry Henry. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
because of
Oh,
Thierry
really?
Henry.
Okay.
Yeah,
yes, and Thierry he has like all the records there, and he was
yeah,
like
Oh,
and he's a
okay.
legend, and he has a statue there, things like that.
Gee,
yes,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Arsenal,
Liverpool also is liked by a lot of Africans. I don't know why either. Because
Hmm.
I never was in the English teams really. I was back in the day. I was really for
Maybe, yeah.
the Italian teams like Napoli, Milan, Juventus,
Mhm.
Roma. But then, of course, the last 20 years or even 25 years, the English and the Spanish team just took over all the top players. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, gentlemen, we're going to have to end that here.
Oh, pleasure.
Unless you have something else to say.
Oh, I mean, we want more games, good games, and
Good
I
games.
want to see Capo Verde, and I will watch it with full attention, from the beginning.
All right. While the world watches the score lines, we are looking at the system, the homegrown tactics, and the African stars that will take over the global stage. I'm Emmanuel Nadeau with Sergio Njemba, Eskender Asege. Thank you for watching the World Cup Cafe. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a love. When I say give us a love, it means give us a star, a thumb.
Thank you.
And
See
tell your
you.
Thank you.
friends, families, and your communities. Check back frequently as we will post shorts about the World Cup. See you next for our another roundup. Until then, be well, safe, and love one another.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Thank you very much, guys.
You.
Cheers.